Oh man, we're looking like we're going straight into this match here, Woody. And with Resistance, we'll be kicking it off. Benji is going to be going into this attack with the hybrid. And let's take a look at the attack. Drops that blimp straight away. Oh boy, can he take the Town Hall down on Lexnos' base? And the Town Hall is barely just standing, and finally it does go down right there, Woody.
Oh my goodness, all gas and no brakes from Benji, the first attacker from Resistance. Moving in hot with that Battle Blade to take down the Town Hall. Nice job to him there. He got a 78% in his attack yesterday, so we're looking to see an improvement on that today if they're going to keep pace with Tribe Gaming, the team that is now considered to possibly be the favorite after having defeated alternate attacks yesterday. We asked Twitch chat which team will be the first team to get a triple, and 87% of the respondents said Tribe Gaming. That puts a lot of pressure on Benji to perform here and now.
Absolutely does put the pressure on here, and the Queen is taking on the Ice Golems here. Going to freeze up her. No worries, there's no defenses, and the healers look to be in range, which is okay. The Queen's going to get healed back up with the super wall break, charging straight into the base. King pops his ability up top, looking to get that Queen to go all the way towards that Eagle Artillery. There is the next super wall breaker, and we'll get all these walls open, no problem for this Queen. And depends on the pathing where she's going to decide to go. Is she going to go into the scatter? She can't reach that air defense. Pulls one of the Seeking Air Mines and a Poison Spell to slow things down. And he's got to send in the hybrid around the top side. Hopefully the funnel was set, and hopefully these miners don't go around to the 9 o'clock section.
Pops down that scatter shot and finishes out the Royal Champion. This Queen is on a rampage in the top side of the space. The main stage of the attack is now underway with the Grand Warden supporting these Hog Riders streaming through the top lane. They're going to go for those Expos pretty soon after and don't have to worry about any multi-target Infernos on the backside, so they're relatively safe. Miners supporting along the outside edge for a little bit of additional cleanup, but look out for those spring traps. A couple of Hogs already jettisoned off the map. There goes the Grand Warden Eternal Tome protecting them when they need it most. Lots of splash damage from the scatter shot though. Carbon, can they make it through?
Yeah, they're charging their way through that with that Warden Eternal Tome. The Queen is going to stay up towards the back side of this base here. That scatter shot is still up there, but it was frozen. Looks like it's about to go down here with the Royal Champion ability still intact. The biggest threat now is going to be the single target for the Queen going down. He's got a handful of miners, but I talked about it. The funnel over on the left side was a huge thing that all these miners, they did not go into the core of this base, and the Hogs got picked off. Down goes the Royal Champion. Ground Skeleton does pop. And with these final defenses, it looks like these miners are going to have a little trouble making it through. He's got just about 20 seconds left in this raid. If anything, he's not going to have the time to overwhelm it.
No time left for you, Benji. A 2-star, an improvement on his attack from yesterday in a high 80%. But yeah, just like you mentioned, Carbon Fin, failing to funnel the miners to assist those Hog Riders left them on cleanup duty on the exterior rather than taking down those key defensive structures on the inside of the base. So 2-star, 89% will set the pace for Resistance. A solid attack, but just short of the 3 stars that they were hoping for.
Yeah, exactly. Gonna fall short right there. Did have a really nice Queen charge into the base, but unfortunately she did go down. And the biggest thing is sometimes you'll see a Siege Barracks maybe be used to help funnel the hybrid, but instead he ended up using the blimp to go straight in and take that Town Hall down and pull that Clan Council out early. But we're getting into the very next attack, and we have Nick coming in with the Zap Lalo, and he was the one that kicked off the war that was yesterday, and he used the Zap Lalo. Gonna use the Lightnings first right here to try to help take down this Clan Castle and the Eagle Artillery, and now we can do the little hero portion to Sui into the base, and then Lalo around with 2 headhunters here, Woody.
That's a massive amount of damage from those early spells, but remember, when you invest so much on the front end, you're not going to have too much spell support on the back side. He's got 3 more haste spells and 2 freeze, the perfect complement for this La Lune attack. This Sui hero dive up in the top left corner is going to get him a couple more enemy structures down, crucially taking out that Royal Champion. Headhunters coming in clutch to make sure that she is eliminated early on. Barbarian King is going to smash through a few more structures on the outside, but it doesn't look like he has much more in the way of key structures to have to take down. Maybe he can soak a little bit for the rest of this attack, but as he cleans out the rest of the trash structures on the top, his main job is to just provide some additional funneling and finish off the undefended buildings at the outside.
Yeah, now the biggest question should be, can he get this Queen to go for the Town Hall? At least, is that his objective here? He's got about a minute 55 left in the raid. There's a super wall break, and unfortunately, I don't know, because that Royal Champion took that air defense down, the could not target that corner wall with the super wall breaker. So that was a big issue right there. And you really want to get that down early so that the queen could have walked in. All right, so he drops the archer. Look at that. Uses the one archer to see where the queen will go, and she's going to go straight to the town hall. What a very smart play right there.
Yeah, super interesting use of this, that one little archer to make sure that the queen is going to stay right on target, pops the ability right before she was about to go down, and starts the main phase of the attack. Now, we're already, with only a minute and 20 seconds left, going to need a real quick hit here from Nick. He scored a 3-star strike yesterday with a similar attack strategy, so he's definitely one of the experts in the game at La Lune, but he's got very little time left now with just over a minute and still pummeling these defenses, but doing his best to keep pace against the rest of the space. Still have a couple of wizard towers on the outside, but this is a big force supported with an eternal tome. He might just have the 3-star in the bag, Carbon.
What he's trying to go through. The biggest threat now is that scatter shot. The balloons are right around it. Unfortunately, he's got one freeze and one balloon still to use. The Grand Warden gets locked down by the he's still getting hit by the scatter now, but unfortunately, I don't know, he drops the freeze. Oh, the scatter shot gets a shot off there. 34 seconds. The wizard tower is tanking, but unfortunately, it looks like this scatter shot might be doing a little bit too much work. Down goes the balloons, and unfortunately, this dragon's not going to have enough to finish this one off. So
why are you going for the king? He can't hit you. Scatter shot, the MVP on defense for Trento. Nick left with a 95% 2-star, just a nickel missing out of that triple.
Nick with a really unfortunate turn of events there, only being able to bring home that 95% 2-star, but that percentage increase does put them above resistance for now. Isn't that right, Carbon?
Yeah, absolutely. You're going to look to try to get those high percentage 2-stars, and if you can't get those through, we've been seeing some of the wars that were yesterday in the competition, and a lot of them were in the high 90s, and if it comes down to those tie star wars, you really need the high 90%, and that is what Nick did deliver right here. Very nice attempt there with the Zap Lalo, and we're going to be jumping into the very next attack here for Resistance. We have Atomic T, and he's going in with the Yeti Smash with the 2 jump spells. He's going to try to charge his way in, starting off with that Grand Warden walk, Woody.
Yeah, just mondo value from that scatter shot in the last game. I think it took out something like half a dozen pups with one single splash shot out the backside. So that was more than enough to keep Trento alive. Atomic T for Resistance needs to pull ahead with basically a triple if he wants to get Resistance ahead of where Tribe is right now. Tribe with a really strong strike to start things off with, but short of the 3-stars that we had come to see from them yesterday. It's all up in the air who's going to get the first 3-star today, but starting off with this Yeti Smash attack, he's going to lead into the bowlers pretty soon after, Carbon.
Yeah, I was going to mention he's going to do a Grand Warden walk, but it looks like no, he's just going to charge. Wait, is he missing his... Oh no, he's missing his Warden that he's not deployed yet. So, oh no, so he's going to lose a ton of Oh shoot, the Warden ability. He was a little delayed there, and unfortunately it didn't protect too much. It didn't protect the healers, and he's charging his way through with the Eagle on the bottom side down there. He's got the Royal Champion to try to help clear that Eagle Artillery, but let's see, will he have enough to charge his way through the bottom side here? With 2 freezes left to use, he's got
not going to happen, Carbon. He was out of the frying pan and straight into the fire. When he was taking so much defensive damage from those turrets, he didn't have the crucial Warden. That Life Aura is a major boon for such a big army, and especially when they're set the ground and trying to tank that many shots. The Yetis and bowlers just got evaporated by those defenses. Atomic T still has a few forces trickling out onto the backside, but as you can see, only 40% of the base has been destroyed at this point. He's got a lot of easy cleanup along the bottom side, but this Tesla farm is going to complicate things just a bit more, starting to zap away at this Royal Champion. I don't think a 3-star is within reach, but don't count him out just yet.
2 freezes.
Yeah, 2 freezes and the Queen ability. So this is definitely going to come close, but man, lost a big force early on in this raid. Had a very solid shot at 3-stars and still is going for it. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, that Royal Champion does just go down. Queen's got her ability, and everything's on the outside that the Queen can reach, and she's beating through the wall, pops the ability, and now it's going to be a matter of time. Can the Queen, with the Wizard coming down south, it's not looking too bad. It's just going to rely on this Queen and the Yetis to move all the way around. The Queen can get everything, Woody.
Yeah, it looks like they swooped around the bottom edge of the base and were safe from most of the damage on the interior there. Atomic T is still slugging through the rest of these defenses, and it doesn't look like there's anything that can really present much of a threat to either the Queen or the Grand Warden. So at this point, it's just up to time. With 30 seconds left, I'd say it's now better favored odds that he's going to make the 3-star happen after all, Carbon.
We'll have to see the Queen, and I don't think there's anything else there, and not zoomed out entirely, drops that free spell, and it looks like 96, 97. Yeah, that is going to be the first triple here of this war, and Resistance coming in with the Yeti smash when he misses his Warden and the ability to protect everything, but he still was able to get it done. It shows you the power just charging right into the core.
Incredible job there. That's going to put Resistance back up on top now. The first 3 stars. So we have upset Twitch chat. They thought that there was a 90% chance that it would be Tribe coming in first with that 3-star, but Resistance has scored a triple. Atomic T, who got a 66% 2-star yesterday, has really turned things around for these fighters, and they are now just barely in the lead on stars and tied up on percentage overall destruction.
Yeah, it's neck and neck, super close right here in terms of the percentage, but Tribe is going to have to look to get that 3-star to get the advantage back because they're down. It was a very nice attack to charge in, but imagine if he was able to get that Warden ability off to protect even more. He would have had even more firepower into the core of that base to have way more troops. But we're jumping into the next tech, which is going to be Lexnos, and he's coming in with the hybrid, and this is one of his favorite attacks, and using the Yetis to help set the funnel for his Queen.
It's time for Lexnos. He got a 3-star in his hit yesterday, so one of the heavier hitters for this Tribe squad. A very experienced Clash of Clans pro. Starting off with these suit heroes out the left. He might actually add on those healers later on, to the Queen, so she'll be able to charge into the base. Barb King going along the bottom side. Doesn't look like he's going to be doing a whole lot to protect her on the later stage of this attack, but with this hybrid army, Miners and Hog Riders, he'll be able to swoop in with 3 rage spells. A pretty rage-heavy comp here, but that should be good enough to keep the Queen topped off through all this damage that's coming in against her. Cannons, archer towers, firing away at this poor girl, but I think she's going to make it, Carbon.
Yeah, it pulls out a little bit of the CC here, dealing with the double Hexpos here. As long as that air Hexpos that's in the core, thank goodness it was not on ground. She would be getting hit by 3 Expos potentially, and that would be super deadly. But he's going to charge with another super wall break straight into the Town Hall, pulls out double Ice Golems, does have a poison spell to use. The King set a very nice funnel down south, so he got the value. Now the Queen is going to be able to help take out this Town Hall and then get ready for the Siege Barracks and Hybrid that's going to come through. The Queen's going to slow down. The one thing she can't reach is going to be that single target, so I would assume we're going to see the Hybrid coming in from the top side.
Yeah, top side with the Grand Warden to support, still holding onto the Royal Champion as well. She targets directly onto those defenses, and with that big shield swing, she can dish out a ton of damage. Oh, actually going to come out on the left corner. Interesting move there. He's got a really nice funnel set up so that these Hogs are going to swoop around in a counterclockwise position, going around to the bottom side first. Maybe that will be enough to keep this Queen protected, because she really doesn't have to go up against any of those single target Infernos, Carbon.
Yeah, she won't have to go up against that. I was thinking since the wall was open towards that Eagle Artillery, we're going to give her a chance to go down there. But granted, she had to get through the enemy King, the Queen, and a ton of value there. The scatter shot's doing some work on this hybrid, and the Queen is staying up. As long as the Queen can try to beat through this wall and get some nice value, drops the freeze onto the scatter, the hybrid splits up a little bit. Get ready for the next heal spell, and let's see where all the troops are. They're kind of splitting off in these different directions. Queen already burned her ability, and he doesn't have any more free spells. There's the heal. Here comes the Hogs coming out of the CC. Can he? Oh, the Queen goes down. I don't know. Will he have enough to help finish this one off, Woody?
That Queen is taking a beating. The Grand Warden statue almost went down, but it's still standing and now firing away at the healers, which has swapped off onto, the Grand Warden? Okay, they're going for the Miners now. Should still give Lexnos a little bit more cushion for this attack. 87% and 27 seconds left. Fires away the last super wall breaker, and it's all up to chance at this point, hoping that these Hogs can make it all the way through the base. 20 seconds left. Carbon, can he beat this race?
It's going to come down to the final few seconds. And remember, his last raid was the exact same thing. Came down to the final second. He's got 9 seconds. He needs his Wizards to clutch it up. Come on, can they grab the King platform? And there we go, with Lex getting the 3-star right here to answer and giving Tribe now the advantage going into the next attack. Wow, Banks, absolutely incredible. Lex does it again.
Yes, Resistance came in with a 100% 3-star, thinking that they'd secured a nice little nudge in front of Tribe Gaming. However, Lexnos comes back with a 1-2 punch and returns the favor with another 100% 3-star. Woody, break down this replay for me.
Well, gladly. I'm not sure we're going to be jumping into a replay, though. We've already got our next attack underway. It's going to be Trento from Resistance going up against Eve Check. Trento yesterday scored a 53% two-star, a really shaky result that barely kept him alive. Let's see if he can turn things around this time and go in with that a bit more standard attack strategy, running that Yeti Smash combo that we've seen so much of today already, and played very successfully by previous attackers. Tribe hold a slim lead right now, so Trento really wants to put that additional triple on the board to push his team over the edge.
Oh, I was just looking at this. I was looking very closely, and I think I saw a balloon go in there, and there might have been a Seeking Air Mine that popped up, but it would have traveled to the healers. But since the update, it only goes 2 times the trigger radius of the trap. So I think there was, you can't really notice it nowadays, but I think I barely saw a trap if anyone was looking really closely there. But Trento's going to charge his way straight into the core with the Yetis and the bowlers all the way to the town. He's going to double jump his way in with the siege barracks all the way towards the right side. There is the lava hound that's going to slow the queen down, and there are there's some headhunters. He's got to have to charge his way through this core here.
Yeah, that's a scary core. That Archer Queen taking a few hop shots, but with the rage and so many healers up, she is doing just fine on the back end. The Grand Warden needs to pop that ability pretty soon. He's taking a lot of fire in the interior, but he wants to wait until that Town Hall is going down. That big bomb from the death damage can dish out a ton to your attacking troops. He's trying to jump through the rest of the core, and that's working out pretty well for him here. Splashing damage with bowlers left and right, but the Royal Champion is starting to engage on defense. Eve Checks defenses are not going to go down without a fight. 2 single target Infernos really far spread out on this space. Could cause some problems. That right side Royal Champion stabbing her way through with a couple of Hog Riders out in front, but I'm not sure how far she can make it. Got to use this ability soon, Carbon.
Yeah, he did finally use his last free spell right there with the Royal Champion has her ability. She's not going to be able to get through pretty much a single unless there's a ground skelly. No, there is not a ground skelly, so she should be able to get it down, but down she goes. His queen burns her ability, and that single target Inferno is gonna do work, and she finally goes down right there. Gonna look to be just maybe near a 70% here. He's got about 55 seconds and 1 balloon. The Grand Warden should get some nice value to help clean up on the top side of this base. He's gonna try to find the best use. Oh no, he steps inside to that single target Inferno range, and he's gonna go down super quick. He could have gotten a lot more value right there. Oh, how unfortunate of that Warden. He's got the Wizard, some archers down around, and it looks like it's just going to be about a 75% here. Very nice try from Trento.
Ah, my. Eve Check with a beautiful defense in this war. Tribe Gaming will move far ahead now. This relatively low overall damage percentage strike from Resistance will give Tribe a big lead. 75%, a solid attempt, but man, jumping out of the core when you're taking so much heavy firepower was just too tall of an order to expect that Yeti Smash to be able to pull off. Nice try to Trento, but yeah, we'll be timing out pretty soon here. Looks like in a high 70% hit, Carbon.
Yep, 77% 2-star right there. It was kind of forced that Warden ability early, and it lost a lot of the momentum in that core of the base. Very nice try. It had hogs that came out of the siege barracks, but it just was that push into the core with that Warden ability. And the beautiful thing is the Lava Hound comes out of the CC, slows your queen down, and keeps those healers sometimes behind. But they did transfer off. Unfortunately, just was not able to keep the Yetis, the bowlers all alive since the Warden ability was used pretty early.
A bit aggressive on the front edge with those spells, left Trento without enough support to continue his push through the rest of the base. With the totals being counted up now, we've got Resistance at an 88.7% overall damage. 2 attacks left for that squad, but Tribe could pull far ahead now if they get another triple up on board. Remember, we've only seen attacks from 2 of those players so far. Lexnos grabbing that 3-star, but Eve Check also got a triple yesterday, so he could certainly put us over the edge. Itsu, one of the famed players from Tribe Gaming, one of the longest playing competitive gamers in this Clash Worlds Championship qualifier. High expectations for him bringing in a hybrid army with a little headhunter once again.
Wow.
To help snipe down the enemy heroes.
Look at that, using 5 lightning spells, coming in with a hybrid. I have yet to see this attack strategy. It's the hybrid zap, or the zap hybrid. That's incredible value. Gonna have a queen charge to move in, and it's only gonna use 1 heal spell and 1 rage on this queen charge. It took out the Expo in that compartment as well. Incredible value. Look at this. Now here comes the headhunters, Needs to take them down 1 and 2. One shot apiece for them very easily. And now the queen is going to charge her way close up to that town hall. And we'll see maybe the hybrid come down south. Still waiting on to use that king. It's going to take him some time to deal with that clan castle, Woody.
Yeah, those headhunters head directly for enemy heroes. So if there's any other troops that are closer out on the board, those other CC troops are going to follow onto them instead. Now, Lava Hound kind of pathing down toward the bottom position. Itsu was able to isolate those headhunters and pop them down easy peasy. They can deal a lot of damage to heroes, but they don't have a lot of hit points themselves. Definitely a downside to putting headhunters in the CC if an attacker knows how to exploit that weakness.
Absolutely. Now he's trying to do his absolute best to save onto his 1 rage bell because he needs to utilize this in the perfect spot. He does use it right there as the queen's going to step up into the Grand Warden, the scatter. The eagle locks onto her. He's got to be very patient. He needs to make sure this queen is going to go for that town hall there before he deploys the rest of his troops. There's a miner on the mortar to make sure that hopefully the queen does make her way towards that air defense. She does. Oh, wait. Is the mortar going to go down? It does. Where is she going to go next? Up to the storage. Uh-oh. I don't know. There's the clan
She's going for bomb tower next, right?
Oh, but it's on the outside of the wall.
Uh-oh.
Where will she go next? Did she go path the right way? Oh, she's going up and around, away from the town hall. Pops the warden ability. Uh-oh, this town hall is going to be wiping these healers. He's going to be ending. He uses the freeze spell, but he's going to be ending on the town hall here up top. Uh-oh, he's taking all the risks. He already did pop that Grand Warden ability. The miners are moving their way through. King already popped his ability. Queen's going to burn hers. And he's going to move his way through. Bops to the queen. He sends a headhunter in to help take out the king. But watch out. The town hall is still standing. The queen's going to damage it. It's going to be close. Oh, my goodness, Woody.
It's not going down. I don't think so, Carbon. Look at that.
Wow.
The queen makes a few shots off, but that is just one of the scary spots that using your battle blimp or your other siege machine early on in a way that's a bit atypical. Not gonna.
Can the Royal Champion clutch it? Oh my God! Wait a second.
Gonna get it after all.
Is he gonna 3-star?
I think he might.
Itsu, what? Oh, he left the town hall for the end. And Itsu comes in with the triple. What? Oh my goodness! From a 1-star to a 3-star. That's incredible, Banks.
Itsu coming in clutch for Tribe Gaming at the end, showing an absolute showcase of experience when it comes to Clash of Clans esports. He is absolutely phenomenal. Let's look at the replay.
Itsu the clutch, God, throws away his battle blimp for early damage, gets a bad luck on the queen pathing, but still manages to loop around with the rest of the army. Grand Warden, Royal Champion, and Hogs out the bottom side dealing a ton of damage to those defensive structures, and finally finishing them off with just barely any few seconds left. This is the sort of risky play that Tribe Gaming has been rewarded for time and time again, putting the most difficult base in the target of their most skilled attacker. Itsu pulling off the triple there really cements their lead over Resistance, Carbon.
Absolutely incredible, but now Resistance need to come in with a plan. They need a triple to answer the call because they are down by quite a bit by that triple and percent. So here comes the super wall break, charging this queen straight into this bottom single target Inferno. Pops the king ability to help clear off the enemy Royal Champion. This queen looking to step into the single. Out comes a ground skelly and drops the rage, and down it goes. So he only needs to invest the 1 freeze and get ready for her to pull out this clan castle. He's got 2 more super wall breakers. He's looking to charge this queen all the way through the core of this base.
Panadol, one of the 2 players to score a triple yesterday for Resistance, might just be the MVP of this squad alongside TK. He was talking a pretty big game during the interviews yesterday and seemed to think that he has got nothing to fear from Tribe Gaming. Moving in hot with his queen at the bottom, but she's taken a big punishing shot from the Eagle Artillery and CC troops.
Oh, the queen!
Barely staying up, but no! What? Goes down, and that's a ton of pops. These healers are not long for this world, Carbon.
Wow, he tried to charge the queen straight into the Eagle Artillery, but that sweeper was pushing those healers back. Combination of the Expo, the Eagle shots, and the Lava Hound with the Headhunter that was there absolutely took that queen down super quick, and now he's gonna have to charge his way through without the queen staying up. The healers are gone. He's looking just to save this 2-star, Woody.
We've seen bigger upsets before, Carbon. Panadol is not going to give up without a fight, moving in straight toward that Town Hall and takes it out only seconds after it gets activated. That's a lot of hogs and a lot of miners still left. Single target Infernos on the backside, so don't really have to worry about splash damage from them. But finally now taking down that Eagle Artillery, which has been so punishing to both stages of the attack so far. Panadol running out of steam, but still powering through best he can. Lots of structures on the outside that he hasn't been able to claim, and he's got no way to do cleanup on them, though, with overall damage just barely passing that 60% mark. I think Panadol has fallen far short of what he expected, Carbon.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's just going to be approaching a 70% range here. And yeah, he wanted to keep that queen alive, but the sweeper right there, pushing those healers back, made all the difference. So the healers couldn't keep that consistent healing effect on the queen. So all that damage started to rack up and then eventually killed off the queen into that charge. She couldn't get the eagle. She couldn't get the funnel to help set for the hybrid. And you can see how the attack went. Plus, popping the hound at the last second, which caused all those pups to come out, is absolutely devastating for the attack like there. And there it is, Ashley finishing not into 70. It's going to be a 69% 2-star there on Eve Maxie's base.
Solid attempt. That's going to give Resistance an 83.8% average destruction, though. And with that, Tribe have got the chance to come far ahead for the lead. Take a look at that queen going down right there. This replay shows early on what was wrong with Panadol's attack, just putting a little bit too much on the line and asking too much of those healers, getting pushed back and back. Even with a raid spell to try to top off that queen, she was just getting obliterated by Expos left and right, Carbon.
Yeah, absolutely. The queen just could not be kept alive there, but we're jumping into the very next attack, which is going to be Evecheck, and he's using the Super Witches again. He used them yesterday, and he got that 3-star with them, and now here comes the next Grand Warden, and he's going to show you guys how to exactly use these Super Witches. Has the 6 wall breakers to break through an initial layer wall. We have a couple single target Infernos on the base with the Clan Castle near this Town Hall. Grand Warden's going to take his time, and let's see the type of value. Using the Giant and a Super Witch. Nice idea right there to make sure that the Super Witch doesn't take any damage. Rest of the wall breakers come down, did a little test wall break, and now hopefully this Grand Warden's going to pull his way back up, and he's going to charge into the Town Hall, and then jump through the core, Woody.
Interesting strategy here, but I'm liking it. Echeck did score a triple yesterday, so he's looking for the back-to-back on that one. Sends in a couple of heroes up at the top side to dish out even more damage. These Super Witches can go the distance here, but not if they get fired on, if their big boy is abandoning them out in front. So one of those witches is actually going to path around to the outside of the base, supporting the Barbarian King on the bottom. The other 3 will be on the inside with the rest of the big boys and Archer Queen and Grand Warden. Big old use of the Grand Warden ability to protect that giant bomb exploding right next to the Town Hall. But man, we've got a lot of firepower left still in this base. The Arch Queen and Eagle Artillery relatively centered in TK's boxy base, firing away at these attacking troops now, Carbon.
Yeah, the queen had to burn her ability into the core against some nice value there. The single target Infernos locking onto some of the, I think it's the big boy, not the Super Witch, means the Super Witch can spawn another one of them. Hogs are finally coming out with one more Headhunter to use, and the Royal Champion's following these Hogs around this base. He does only have one more Freight Spell, but can these big boys be giant tanks in the core? They might make a huge difference here, Woody.
Those healers have taken an absolute pounding from the Eagle Artillery. An air bomb could finish one off. No, looks like he still has 4 of them up there, but just a sliver of hit points left on them. Going to use that Royal Champion on this last free spell to take out the single target Inferno over on the right side. That should leave the rest of this bulky raid with very little resistance on the back end. I don't see any other big structures except for that one last single target Inferno. Not really protected by walls, though. Up on the top corner, you see that they may be able to sneak in as long as they can avoid getting fired on from the interior. So lots of walls still to drill through. I'm just a little bit worried about time at this point, Carbon.
Yeah, I mean, he's got about 43, plenty of time. He does still have that Royal Champion ability. He's forced to pop it there, unfortunately, which means the Royal Champion's going to move her away, and she's going to get locked down, but there is an opening in the wall. This is going to be a 3-star, Woody, right here for Tribe Gaming again. And Evecheck going with another triple with the Super Witches. Unbelievable. Tribe Gaming coming in with the high percent 2, and then now all these 3 stars coming in. Beautiful job using the Super Witches. Banks, it's just showing how to use these new troops here.
That was the place, that was the moment, that was the time for Tribe Gaming to pull away. Unfortunately, from Panadol coming in with the 69% 2-star, allowed Tribe Gaming to come in and just demolish that base. Evecheck, what an amazing display right there.
That is going to be the nail in the coffin, folks. Tribe Gaming now with a 2-star lead on 4 attacks already from each team. Even with a triple from Resistance, you just need a little pithy attack from Tribe afterwards to clean things up here. TK, the MVP from Resistance yesterday, having put a triple up on the board, is going to try to give one more last hurrah for his squad. This is a double elim tournament, so the loser of this war is going to go down to face alternate attacks. So keep an eye out for Resistance or Tribe coming in the future, but it looks like all signs point to Tribe getting the walk-away win on this early hit, Carbon.
Yeah, uses the Ice Golem. King's going to charge straight into this Town Hall, looking just to try to add another triple here for Resistance. And the Queen's going to help remove this air defense. King's going to grab the Town Hall. Ice Golem does freeze perfectly there. And look at this. Can the Queen grab the Scatter, the enemy Royal Champion? That's going to be a lot of value here. Let's take a look. Hopefully, oh yes, the King does take the storage down. Going to force that Queen in. Royal Champion coming behind. We still have 2 Headhunters to use. And let's see where the enemy Queen, she's up top, and the Royal Champion goes down. That's a lot of value so far with the Sui value. And then you get a Lalo around from the bottom side. Yep, there it is with the scatter shot down there. It's looking pretty good because he's not going to fight any sweepers through this air pathing.
Yeah, aggressive play with that hero dive early on. He's already gotten maximum value from them, though, and they'll be down for the count after this. Only has the Grand Warden on the back end to try to boost these balloons. It looks like he's pathing a little bit slow, but might catch up to them. We did see a little bit of a buff to the Grand Warden AI, so yeah, it looks like he's got all those balloons in his life aura now. Oh, nice, a little balloon's going to break off from the pack to go take down that sweeper if it can get in range. Takes a big air bomb and is going a bit slow, but I'm worried about the rest of these balloons having popped off from the rest of the pack now. It looks like he's only got about half of his forces left, but the Stone Slammer's coming in at the last second to try to salvage the rest of this push. Archer Queen on defense is going to deal a ton of damage, though. It doesn't seem like he has any way to deal with her, Carbon.
Yeah, unfortunately, that Stone Slammer has a dragon inside of it, and that was supposed to be able to help take that Queen. But this Tesla farm that popped over at 3 o'clock had a bunch of red air bombs there, and it did so much work to these balloons, and now they're able to just go down so quick to these defenses. And this dragon's going to get locked down by the single target Inferno eventually, and that Queen not going to be able to have enough. Drops the freeze spell to try to help save it, but the dragon needs to go for the Queen, and it doesn't look like the dragon's doing it.
I don't think it's going to be enough, Carbon. Unfortunately, these sweepers, which seem to be pointed away from the bulk of the raid, are now actually going to potentially be the saving graces for Itsu's base. Defense is holding up now against this big push from TK, which only has got a couple of defensive structures left, the X-Bow and Sweeper in the middle, but just enough firepower from the Queen to deny the triple. Great attempt here from TK, but just slightly underestimated the strength of those sweepers to the back end.
Yeah, unfortunately there, the minions will be able to grab some more percent on the top side, but there's literally nothing left in the base that can hurt the air except for the Queen in the core there, and just was not able to take her down. The Stone Slammer path angle was a little off, was not expecting maybe a Tesla farm that popped over there, so it stalled up and didn't go exactly to the Queen, but the sweepers ended up pushing it back. Really nice try from TK of Resistance, and unfortunately Tribe does have another attack. They just need to get a percentage here and they'll be able to take this one, but they're going for the triple. They're going for 14 stars. They want to make a statement here in day 2.
Certainly do. Yep, but have to put one more single star on the board, and that would be sufficient for the win. I'm pretty sure Eve Maxi is up to the task, but let's see if he can keep the firepower going. Another triple here would give them 14 stars total and send a pretty clear message to the rest of the field that Tribe Gaming is the team to beat.
Absolutely. We're going to see Eve Maxi coming in with the Mass Dragons. He's got the heal, 3 rages, 4 free spells, and he does have 1 haste, guys, which might be used maybe towards the back end to haste some balloons in to charge their way through, or that's usually typically when you see 1 haste being used, or maybe when a Stone Slammer pops through a section. But we'll have to see. He's going to charge the dragon straight in from the top side to fly straight into the sweeper. King pops his ability all the way on the outside, pulls a bit of the clan castle out, which is some archers, and you're going to be able to deal with the rest of it with his dragons when he flies straight in.
Tribe Gaming remaining undefeated is a big boon for them, not having to pop as many bases as enemies that get kicked down to the lower bracket. Performing so well yesterday and today and looking guaranteed to move on to the playoffs now. But let's take a look at the big raid coming in from Maxi. Mass Dragons, not one of the most favorite attack strategies, but boy, when you find a base that's weak against this big aerial army. There's very little that you can do to stop that much damage from coming through, especially with a Town Hall near the outside of the base. Dropping the bombs right there, you've got it. The 1 star sufficient to give Tribe Gaming the win. They'll be swooping through the rest of the base for an additional victory lap.
And here we go. We do see the Stone Slammer coming down south. He does have that 1 haste spell. Going to be curious to see where he uses, but he still has the Royal Champion to use, coming in on the Archer Tower to go straight into this air defense here. The Dragons are spreading around very nicely, and he pops the Royal Champion ability here, and the Dragons are flying around, but this single target Inferno is going to do some massive work. Is he going to be able to go down? No, but he still has this haste spell that he can drop somewhere in the base. Let's see how much value that he can get with it. Royal Champion's doing some damage here. He's barely on the bomb. Takes her down there, but is he going to have enough dragons to fly through? He's got a handful of them.
Yeah, he still has 4 dragons, maybe 5 dragons left. Yeah, the one's a little bit on the outside up there. Once they kind of group up, because that top dragon's going to slow down a little bit while these other dragons are catching up, that should be enough firepower to get the triple carbon. I'm thinking that it's looking odds-on favorite for Maxi to pull off another 3-star.
Yeah, looking like Eve Maxi going to come in with the Dragons, drops the haste finally. It's 2 balloons going straight for that single target Inferno. It's going to make its way there. The Dragons move straight onto the haste, push the Dragons there. Down it goes. The Grand Warden full health going to help take down these defenses, and that is another 3-star for Tribe Gaming, which is going to put them at 14 with a 99% destruction average. Absolutely incredible performance right there.
That does not seem to happen, does it? That just doesn't seem to happen. A 99% average percentage for this matchup. 14 stars to 11 for Tribe Gaming. And yes, that's right, Woody. Tribe Gaming, you get that banner up. Resistance only coming in with 1 triple, but Tribe Gaming yesterday coming in with the 3 triples and now coming away with 4 in this round, just to showcase